All right, so here we are down in the land
The
of
path
Libor.
is well trodden, and the soft grass soothes your aching feet.
That sounds lovely. Let's go exploring, shall we? Oh, lovely little house.
This quaint little cottage is home to the bears.
The bears, you say? Well, let's knock on the door and say hi.
There is no answer.
Oh. And as you guys will see, there is lots of nods to ancient nursery rhymes. I shouldn't say ancient, but old nursery rhymes and mythology and stuff that Sierra loves to do. And here, of course, we have the Three Bears and Goldilocks reference.
There are bowls of porridge on the table, a far cry from the fish, honey, and berries you were expecting. Homely bunch, aren't they? Homely. The wooden chair is very large and solidly built. You feel very small and uncomfortable in this big chair. This chair is much too hard. You sink too deeply in the overstuffed chair. This chair is much too soft.
If you're not familiar with the nursery rhyme, oh, not really a nursery rhyme, but it's an old fairy tale.
This chair feels just right.
Clunk!
There are bowls.
And of course, now we have to taste the porridge.
You taste the porridge and decide that this bowl of porridge is too hot.
And this one's gonna be too cool.
You taste the porridge and decide that this bowl of porridge is too cold.
But this one should be just right.
Just right. So you take it with you.
And as I've always said here, folks, the rule of adventure games, say it with me. Take everything that's not nailed down, and if it is nailed down, find a hammer to remove the nail and take it anyway. Alrighty, so what's over here?
You closely examine the contents of the drawer. There is a spool of black thread in the drawer. Your clothes may be in need of repair, but you hardly have the time to worry about such things. You pick up the thimble.
Ooh, now there's a blue outline on that thimble, and there's a reason for that. We'll get into that later.
You can see a very ornate pincushion in the bottom of the drawer. Something tells you it belongs to Mama Bear.
Bear, I love that joke.
A small, as handy as a small bottle may be in other games, you see no use for it in this one.
That is not true, as you guys will see.
As handy,
Alright,
there is.
it's apparently all I can do for now. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna have a little fun. Now, of course, if you guys remember the rest of the nursery fairy tale, whatever. Goldilocks
you flop
does
onto
this.
the biggest bed.
Fetal position.
This bed is much too hard.
Let's try this one.
You jump onto the medium-sized bed and sink deep into its fluffy depths. This bed is much too soft.
Really? A bear's head? Should that be there? That seems inappropriate. And
You
now,
lie upon the smallest bed
Baby bear's
and
bed.
snuggle down into the pillow. This bed is just right. You've fallen asleep.
Aww. Unfortunately... Hello, Papa Bear.
Oh no, Papa Bear has found you sleeping in Baby Bear's bed. You're in for it now.
I could be wrong, but I remember in the original game it was instant death. If anyone
Keep out of our house, human!
If anyone wants to correct me on that, go for it. And if I do it again, maybe they kill me the second time. I don't know. Just like any other Sierra game, death is everywhere. Okay, now, I could be collecting things that I know I will need later, but that's no fun. Let me try and do this in an order that kind of makes sense for people who haven't seen it.
This is the southwestern corner of the forest. You see a small cottage to the east and the desert to the west.
I'm gonna kind of be moving quickly here. I want to get everywhere I need to be as quick as possible. Okay. I guess they came home and they're leaving again. Aw, Papa Bear, Mama Bear, and Baby Bear.
Hurry along there, Mildred.
Yes, George.
Mama! My button's not done up!
Ah!
Button, haven't you taught him anything, Mildred?
It's a bit difficult for him, George.
Like I said, the acting is kind of hit and miss in this. Mostly miss. But anyway, let's keep going. Now, normally, when you're walking... I walk through the flowers. Come on, Gwydion. But normally when you're walking through here and you see them leave, then you know it's okay to leave.
The mistletoe hangs from the branches of the tree. There are few dried sprigs mingled with the green mistletoe. You look out over the vast blue-gray ocean. You wonder about its many lands and feel ever more eager to depart this one.
Let's keep exploring. I think if I go over there, I die, so let's be careful. Ah, got a little town here.
It's a massive anchor. Perhaps it got left behind. The old rust...
I think if I recall... Can I want to say I could trip over this as a little bit of a gag. Yeah. If so, I don't know how. Ooh,
Catch of the day's reject.
We got a fishy fish. Ah. And again, notice it has that blue outline. Compared to some other items in our inventory, which does not. Now, there is a reason for that, and you guys, I will explain it to you very soon. So we got a store.
A sign above the store reads, General Store. A battered sign reads, Tavern.
Now, we don't have any money, so there's no point in going in there right now. So let's just keep going north, shall we? Can't go north, right? There we go. Now, this is actually a new scene from this game. This is not in the original. Like I said, there are some new things. There's a whole new section that we'll see later on.
Once the pride of the town, the library is now a forgotten shell. Whoever boarded it up did an admirable job. There's no way in through the walls. You could climb onto them, but then what?
We have to go in the window.
You can't.
Oh, come on. Now you're getting me.
Despite the fact that the window is ajar, it will not open wide enough to allow entry. There's a small brass latch on the inside, which your fingertips cannot quite reach. Despite the...
I don't remember that. That's not good. Because I know we need to get in there. Ooh, maybe I can get in this way?
You slide the knife's
there
thin
we go.
blade through the gap and easily flip the latch.
What do we have here?
Rows of knowledge, local and wide, sit lost to an apathetic audience.
Yeah, I think one of the saddest things is an abandoned library. Full of all kinds of knowledge, but nobody cares.
Necromania, a compendium for compulsive coffin collectors. Serrated sensations, the secret to successful sword swallowing. Run on the rubble, a race from wreck to ruin. Shark in the shallows, dealing with demanding debtors. The tale of snowflake and flame, an ancient tragedy of extinguished passion.
And in that same lovable vein of Sierra, there's lots of puns, so get used to that, guys. Oh, we have an interesting looking book here. Let's read it. Day 1. Today I stepped off Manannan's mountain for the first time. Whoa. Though he would kill me without hesitation if he knew, my only regret is that I waited so long. What I have learned this day alone! The townspeople are not the wretched creatures I've been led to believe. Only the outcast ruffians are to be avoided. They all fear my master, and have spent their lives in the coldness of his shadow. This book, which I happened upon by a stream, shall be a record of my discoveries. They may prove vital, for as I approach my 18th year, I feel an ever-growing dread. My wizard has ill plans for me. Day 3. It seems that my fears were warranted. Manannan keeps a near constant eye on me nowadays. I feel like a field mouse under an owl's gaze. But for all my master's vigilance, I have managed to collect things. Corks, forks, oddly shaped stones, anything I dare call my own. My quarters are their keep, and will remain so while I live under this roof. Important note there. In the meantime, I look forward to my next excursion. I promised that barmaid I would pay another visit. Oh my! Day 4. 2 hours. That's how long the wizard had me hanging from the kitchen rafters, and only because I missed the smallest spot in my sweeping. That stupid cat. It waited till I'd finished before tramping ash from the fireplace. I have to get away, if only to save myself from further headaches and humiliation. Day 6. My brief outings are risky, but no less regular. Each day rewards me with greater insight. Today's was the most fascinating. I have seen my first ship! For too long I stood on the pier in awe of its massive masts and mainsail. The sailors directed me to the tavern, where I made their captain's acquaintance. The old salt keenly related his tales of treasure and pirates, and when asked if I might join his crew, he proceeded to test my nautical knowledge. My answers must not have impressed him, for he said that I was too old to be a cabin boy. I left disappointed, yet hopeful that I may yet meet a seafarer willing to enlist a novice. Day 8. A week remains before I come of age. I shall expect no better treatment from Manannan then, nor do I dare hope that freedom will accompany my adulthood. If I am to enjoy a semblance of this life, then I know what I must do. I've spent the last 2 days in town cleaning practically everything I could find, so as to earn enough to pay my way aboard that vessel. This is my only chance. Manannan does not often take such long journeys, and it is my every intention to be gone by the time he returns. Day 11. I rose early this morning and packed my few belongings. I'd barely slept. It was a dangerous descent in the pre-dawn haze, but by the time I reached the base of the mountain, I was smiling more broadly than I'd thought possible. This lasted about 30 paces, after which I don't remember anything for some time. The lump on my head, along with my missing possessions, suggests I was attacked by that band of lawless mongrels. It was well past noon when I staggered onto the pier. The ruffians must have dealt me a fair blow, because it took me several minutes to realize that I no longer had any money, and several more to notice that the ship had sailed. Manannan returned late in the evening, demanding supper. It is fortunate that he pays little attention to my appearance. With a pear-sized bulge up top and eyes redder than embers, I must have looked a sight. Day 12. What is it they say about clouds and linings? I don't know, but I found something today which lifted my spirits. While dusting Manannan's study, I noticed that a few of the books were attached to the shelves and made a curious sound when moved. After fiddling with them for a time, I was surprised to see a trap door open in the floor. How I managed to miss that all these years, I'll never know. Unfortunately, the noise had awoken Manannan, and I had no choice but to leave this secret unexplored. For now. Now this is very important, so I'm going to have to take a note here really quick. Alrighty, got it down. Day 13. I waited for Manannan to resume his usual spying on the townsfolk before returning to the study. Descending through the trap door, I found myself in my master's workroom, his den of dark design. Certain the spells could assist me once the necessary ingredients were found, I headed for the staircase. On the floor lay a scrap of paper. I picked it up and beheld my doom. Written over and over down one side was a list of names. My name. Each dated 18 years apart. I have little time. It's nearing dawn. I've no more need of sleep. Despite a day and night spent scouring Ludor, one vital ingredient has eluded me. The mandrake root. If it exists, then it is not my destiny to find it, nor to escape. The key to my freedom I will hide in a remote part of Ludor. Today is this Gwydion's 18th birthday. I can only hope the next will have a better one, for that is all I feel as I go to see my master one final time.
The rest of the pages are blank.
And that's it. So it appears that there have been other Gwydions before this Gwydion, and it appears that whenever they turn 18, game over. So, we don't have a lot of time. We gotta move quick. Now, in the original game, you actually did have a time limit. I believe in this game it'll go as long as you need it to. But I'm pretty sure in the original you only had a certain amount of time to get everything done. Games in that era were a lot more cruel. Come on, let me down. How do I get down? Okay. Games in this era, in the 80s, yep, see? Now it's yellow. That's a warning. That means he's going to be coming back pretty quick. Now, I'm going to save here just to be careful. We have a little bit more time, and I might take a little look around just to kind of show you guys what else is here. And to show you guys what happens if you're found outside of the castle or the mansion.
The soft grass soothes your aching feet.
Because, if you recall, we've seen this before.
You see a cave and a hill to the north. As you
that is where the voice was calling us to go. However, if we go too close, a little friend comes by to visit. Good night.
It was to be expected that a spider of this size wouldn't just live off flies.
Alright. But we need to get in there. We don't have a way to get in there right now, but we need to get in there. That's very important. Let's take a look over here. Can we go up that way? I don't think we can. Okay. So that's the edge of the ocean. Now, of course, you might imagine, you can actually go swimming out in the ocean, but it's not going to go well. Let's just put it that way. And again, just for fun, let's give it a shot.
Like a great blue barrier, the ocean obstructs you. Be careful, the water gets deep quickly.
Oops, I don't think Gwydion knows how to swim.
Being raised on a mountain didn't leave much time for learning to swim.
Now that is one of the standard death themes from the original game. That whole Inspector Gadget thing, they put that in there. And I don't know how they came up with that, but it's so funny. Alrighty, so obviously he doesn't know how to swim, so he's not going to be able to escape that way. But we definitely do need to escape. And, again, we're running low on time. So what I'll do is I'll save right here. And I'm going to go wander around a little bit more just to show you guys what happens and to show you just more of the area. Oh god, it's this guy.
Days. They're all the same. I have no plans. My life's a shame. I'm soon a man. Little I know. Should I care? I've nothing to show. Youth spent crying.
Oh, get over yourself.
The perplexed bard is composing some poetry.
You're not supposed to write poetry. You're a bard.
Greetings. That's an interesting poem.
Thank you. I wrote it myself. It's not finished, though.
What is it about?
It speaks of a young man longing for a better life.
Naturally.
Just as I long for the seductive murmur of an audience anticipating my every word. Say, are you busy?
Fairly.
Now, for those King's Quest fans, you should recognize this music here. It's a reference to a later King's Quest game, but more about that later.
Have you always wanted to be a poet?
No. Before I left my hometown to cross the vast desert to this land, I wanted to be a dancer.
What happened?
I was excommunicated by a populace immune to talent.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No matter. Soon after, I heard the muse call. Bound to her beckoning, she has led me here. Pain throbs to my chores, replacing toys. What are they for? Can I feel joy? I've never heard the sounds of cheers. Only the birds see tears falling.
You know what, buddy? I recommend you do quit your day job.
It's a water pitcher full to the brim.
What's this? Uh-oh, it's getting red.
Please, don't touch that. It is my only means of returning through the desert. Not that I would choose to do so again. Even if open arms were to herald my arrival, I doubt I would know my way back.
You trekked through the desert with only a pitcher of water?
It is no mere pitcher. It is enchanted.
Tell me more.
The bard seems awfully protective of his water pitcher.
I guess he's not gonna.
Your pitcher intrigues me. What does it do?
What do you think it does? Produces water.
Well, of
From
course.
thin air.
Of course. Enough for a dozen men at a time.
Zounds!
Zounds! Love that.
Home. Is there...
Alright, shut up. So he's rather annoying, and he's gonna get worse. But let's keep looking. Let's keep taking a look around. Let's go into the desert. Now, as you've noticed, that timer is now red. So that means that the wizard is going to return any minute. So, we're probably going to be in trouble here in just a second. But let's take a look around.
The sand stretches ever westward, as far as your eye can see. There is naught but sand for many miles in this direction. You think it wise not to wander too far afield.
Yep, and if we do, in the original game, you will almost certainly die. You won't make it, one way or another. Now, in this case, the game is a little different. It won't let you do that. In this new version, hello, what have we here?
An ancient door has been set into the cliff face. You don't see that every day.
Yes, now, we will come back here later. We definitely need to check that out. But again, I'm just kind of stalling for time here. We're just going to explore a little bit more, and eventually, Manannan's going to find out what we're doing. And we're going to be in trouble then, but I want you guys to see, just so you can get an idea about, as I was playing this game as a kid, with this version of the game, they actually give you that timer and the warning. In the original version of the game, they give you the timer, but no warning as to when he's going to be back, and here he is! Notice the music's a little different now?
There is no way you could have collected these things without disobeying me.
Zap zap,
Looks like
you're
you
dead.
were caught red-handed.
Now, in this case, we were killed for a multitude of reasons. But anyway, so you guys get the idea. You only have about, I think it's 10 minutes, really. It's about 10 minutes, maybe, of game time when he travels to do as much as you need to do, and then we have to get back to the house, and we got to do a couple more things. But, unfortunately, it is getting kind of late. I am going to have to cut the recording here. But I thank you guys so much for watching. You're starting to get an idea of just why I love this game so much. I'm going to be bringing you more. You're going to see exactly why this game is so awesome and why I wanted to share it with you. But again, my name is Kronos006. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I'm enjoying bringing it to you. And I am signing off for now. Take care.